We try to bring you high-quality educational and informational content every single day. Why do you think the price is having such an anemic time? The news story of the hour. Jump onto the chart. Is this the beginning of a massive financial unraveling? We got to add a little addendum to the show map today. So we start here on the daily. Now, we've been looking at the RSI on Bitcoin's daily chart for the last several days. It always has been, but it's been increasing over the last 50 years since the government. Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and welcome back to Coffee and Crypto Live. This is your weekly morning show where we bring you the latest in everything Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. And in today's episode, we are going to be talking about the blast off that has been occurring on Bitcoin over the last 3 days. As you already know, Bitcoin has rallied dramatically ever since Monday. We've rallied from about $68,000 to where we currently trade at $71,000, and all signs are pointing towards another major rally starting very, very soon. Today, we're going to be talking about how the United States stock market is in the middle of going into a major rally. We're going to talk about the Dixie and how it's impacting Bitcoin, and also we're going to talk about the effective federal funds rate and how that's going to impact the next few months on Bitcoin, and why all of those factors lead us to the conclusion that a major rally will be coming soon on Bitcoin. I'm your host, Jeb McAfee. I've been working in the cryptocurrency space for the better part of a decade now, and I love teaching you about how to succeed with money. You see, I've made a lot of mistakes with money. I've succeeded a lot with money. I've made over $5 million in my career, and I'll tell you right now, I have seen the butt end of stupid. I've been the dumb guy. I've had the PhD in DUMB. You guys have heard that one before. Where's that from, right? I have been the guy that was STUPID. I've been that guy. I've been the moron with money. I have been the guy from Proverbs that says, wealth gained by vanity will soon be diminished. I've been the fella that made money and then said, oh, where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Within a year of me starting making money, I was making over $20,000 a month, and I had no budget. I thought to myself, I just won't spend money. I'll be good. I'm making 20 grand a month. Surely this is going to last forever, right? And then it went to 30, 40, 50, 60, 100, 102, 20, 200,000, And you end up thinking to yourself, well, what? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Oh, I got a big payroll, awesome team, love them, great people, but oh my goodness, that's expensive, right? You end up realizing, oh my gosh, it's not about making money. It's about managing it well, because if you understand how to manage money, I can almost guarantee you money will be attracted to you. If you have a good personality, if you are funny, if you are interesting, if you're a bit of a Renaissance man, a bit of a Renaissance woman, you walk into church. You're the guy that helps stack chairs at the end of Bible camp or whatever. Whatever it is. Of course, I'm talking about the Christian version, but you walk down the street, whatever. Got the jawline, got the hair, you're looking good, right? You're an attractive individual. People are attracted to you. They either want to be your friend or they want to be, boyfriend, girlfriend with, whatever it is, right? Listen, I don't know how I attracted my wife because I'm butt ugly. Our kids get their looks from her, and they're very lucky for that, but somehow I attracted her, right? She's very attractive. I'm very attracted to her. We attracted each other. How did we do that? Well, there's something desirable there. Well, let me tell you how you attract money. The way you attract money is by being a good steward of it. The way you attract money is by being financially sovereign, by having control over money. You see, money wants a master. It wants a meek and humble master, and it will come to you if you are that kind of person. You will attract it. This is not the law of attraction. This is not saying, I'm going to be rich, and then you wake up tomorrow and then you're rich. No, that's a load of freaking nonsense. That's a dump truck full of dumb philosophy is what that is. What is true is that if you are a wise steward of wealth, that wealth will come to you. Almost guaranteed. If it doesn't, it's probably because you are destined to be broke and show people what it means to have a content life without finances, because that's also possible. If you are a wise manager of finances, you will almost always grow your wealth. And that's what I learned, is that you can grow your wealth by being stupid with money. I tried that. It worked. I'm millionaire, all that, all this cool stuff. Now, I've had to do it again because I've realized, wait a second, if you are able to make a lot of money, but you can't manage it correctly, if you don't have the character, if you've not figured out how to take care of your health, if you've not figured out how to take care of your relationships, if you have not figured out how to be consistent and timely and have moral upstanding, if you're not integrity, if you do not have integrity, if you do not have some marketable skills, if you do not understand how to sell, if you do not understand how to budget, if you do not understand that debt equals slavery, slaves do not build their own wealth, they build their master's wealth. If you don't understand those things, you will die broke. But the good news is, once you understand what it takes to succeed and you build a character, the disciplines that are faithful stewards of finances, you will end up attracting more. It's almost like you turn yourself into a magnet and money just comes to you. It's remarkable. It really is. Again, it's not the law of attraction, but it is a form of attraction. You attract wealth. And I'm going to show you exactly how to do that because I've done it the stupid way and I've also done it the wise way. And I don't think I need to tell you which way is the better way. Welcome to the stream. If you're new here, I love teaching you guys about wealth and how to build it here in the cryptocurrency space. Let's read some chat, and then we're going to jump straight on into it. RJ said, yo, Alex Nibo's in chat. Abraham Lee's in chat. Joe Bollier's in chat. Philly Skills 1428 said, right now. Good morning, Crypto Jeb and Crypto Fam. Grand Roofing Incorporated said, good morning, everyone. Happy Thursday. That's right. Happy Thursday. Satchet321 in chat. NICU Gabriel. NICU. Gabriel's in chat. Is that a first name or is that short for neonatal intensive care unit? Maybe I just have that on my mind a lot because we're worried about preterm labor right now. Or praying against it. Rolando Lima is here in chat. Marlon Detective is in chat. Stephen Alexander and Shadrach Frost and everybody else. Thank you guys so very much for being here. I greatly appreciate it. Do forgive me if I have to sneeze here in a moment. I am sick. I will mute myself before I do. I am quite sick, but I do my best to take care of my health, so I do still have quite a bit of energy today. Let's do it. Bitcoin is currently at $71,200. It is up 1% in the last 24 hours, up 3.5% in the last 7 days. Ethereum is up 1.27% in the last 24 hours, up 1.16% in the last 7 days. Both cryptocurrency projects are performing remarkably well. Binance is currently trading at $717, which is in all-time high territory. We had originally rallied up to this level pretty much right now. We're basically in the middle of this rally as we speak. Over the last few hours, we have rallied from $705 all the way up to a new all-time high that was set just a few minutes ago. Binance set a new all-time high at $720.08. In its historical chart, its previous all-time high was sitting right here around $650. And so we have gone to a new all-time high in price. In market capitalization, we're not currently there yet. The all-time high for market cap is $109 billion, so Binance probably has a little bit more room to run, and so we need to we need to see about another $4 billion added into Binance, and I think that's probably going to happen. Generally speaking, what ends up occurring is you have a major rally that just absolutely moonshots you up to the previous all-time high, and then you hit your head there for a little while. Shadrach Frost said, Jeb, I need to get you on a good vitamin ritual, praying for your health and your families as well. It's so funny. My wife and I just decided to actually reactivate an old vitamin schedule that we had with a company called Nutrimetrics. Not sponsored, although I would love to be sponsored by these guys because nobody's ever heard of them and they're absolutely incredible. And so we just took our first dose of those vitamins, and that's part of the reason I have so much energy. An hour ago, I was feeling like, man, I can't even think straight. And right now, I feel like I've just had a cup of coffee and I don't even drink caffeine anymore. So I will absolutely agree with you on that. A vitamin ritual is important, and that's something that we're going to be doing for our health, again, moving forward. Again, not sponsored, but it is the Nutrimetrics Daily Essentials is what we take, and I'm very excited about that. If anybody knows anyone from that company, I would love to work with them because I really firmly believe in their product. Now, Binance is probably going to be going up to about $725 to $730 pretty soon. And the reason for that is because Binance is going to most likely rally up to $109 billion in market capitalization, which is its previous market cap all-time high. Now, Solana is in a very similar boat. It's at $107 price action. Market cap, it's actually sitting right here below its previous all-time high. Excuse me, that was roughly about $78 billion. So we've actually ended up rallying a little bit farther than that. JK said, I bought BNB at $12, still holding. Love it. Absolutely love it. That's great. Now, let's look down CoinMarketCap a little bit more, and then we will continue on. New show name as you don't have coffee as you don't have coffee anymore, vitamins and crypto. I know, I've been thinking about that. It's so hard because we've had the name coffee and crypto for so long. I mean, literally, I have a coffee thing up there. If you look, it says coffee up there. I don't drink coffee anymore, though. I'll have caffeine every once in a while, but I like to be in control of my body. I want to be sovereign over my body. So I feed myself vitamins and, anything that is naturally produced in the body, but I don't feed myself caffeine on a daily basis. I'm not going to base my energy production on caffeine. I base my energy production on, for example, vitamins, on, for example, working out and being, physically active and, different, sanitary protocols. You don't need caffeine to have energy. That is a giant myth in the culture. So fight me on that one all you want. I would love to debate. Feel free when we start having callers to call in and talk to me about that if you are interested. Now, Uniswap is at $10.72. This is a big pick. This is a really big pick. I just talked to a, I sound rough. I do. I know. I sound terrible right now. I'm sorry. I just talked to an individual yesterday that teaches people how to do liquid staking on Uniswap. Uniswap is a huge, massive player in the game. Everyone is on Uniswap. Everybody in DeFi is on Uniswap. If you combine the trading volume of Uniswap on Ethereum on V3, V3 on Ethereum, Uniswap V2, Uniswap V3 on Arbitrum, Uniswap V3 on Base, which has grown very quickly, by the way, Uniswap V2 on Base, Uniswap V3 on Polygon. If you combine all of the Uniswaps, it is larger than Radium by almost double. It's huge. See, I've got a cold and my nose is stopped up, so I sound even more like Donald Trump right now. Uniswap is huge. It's huge. Uniswap's gonna make crypto great again. There you go. That's what Uniswap's gonna do. It's gonna make crypto great again. Yeah. Just need some orange spray paint. No, I'm just kidding. All right, let's keep going here, guys. Let's talk a little bit about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is currently sitting at $71,100. Very excited for that because Bitcoin is sitting right beneath a major all-time high. All-time high is up here at roughly $73,000. Sitting here roughly at $73,800. With all due respect, your Trump has always been terrible. Tim, that's kind of the point. That's kind of the joke. It may have gone over your head, Tim France, but that's kind of the point. We're gonna make you pay for it. Oh my goodness. Hey, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to any former presidents. I just think it's funny. All respect to Biden and to Trump. They are obviously leaders of our nation, whether I agree with them or disagree with them. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I just think it's funny. All right. Anyway, moving on here. Bitcoin's all-time high is sitting up at $73,812. Currently, we're sitting at $71,000. I'm going to break down a few reasons why I think this breakout is going to be coming relatively soon. Let's continue. One of the ways that I think that's going to occur is because there is a breakout going on right now in the United States S&P 500. As you can see, there is a breakout happening at this very moment where we are seeing caffeine will make your impression better. You can see that we're breaking out above our previous all-time high right now. We had broken below our previous all-time high, the one that was even further in the past, here at 52.66 on this version of the SPY. We'll go to this other chart just because we're more used to reading its numbers. But it's the same thing. It's just divided by 10. You can see that the S&P 500 is currently sitting right here, right below this uptrending level of resistance at 534 points, $534.80. We are below this uptrending level of resistance. We're above this uptrending level of support. And so we find ourselves in a very sticky situation. On the one hand, we broke an all-time high. The United States stock market has never been higher than it is today. On the other hand, we are watching a major ascending triangle. We're watching a major ascending wedge, excuse me, not ascending triangle, ascending wedge. Ascending wedges have a 70% likelihood of breaking to the downside. Here's the thing, though. The United States S&P 500 is absolutely moonshot in the last 2 years. 2 years ago, in June, let's go to June the 6th. 2 years ago, June the 6th, the United States S&P 500 was trading at roughly 413. In the span of 2 short years, we have gained almost 30% on the S&P 500. Now, you made more than that in Bitcoin. But I still want you to invest in the United States stock market because it's going to weather a lot more storms. It's been around for a lot longer. It's much more steady growth. Definitely invest in other things as well, but start out with Bitcoin. Start out with the stock market because you're going to end up having great returns. In 1 year, in the United States S&P 500, the market has gained 24%. 24% return in the United States stock market. You see, here's the thing. We love to say, oh man, Bitcoin can outpace the US S&P 500. It sure can. The Bitcoin market can also crash a lot harder than the S&P 500. It can crash 78%. It is also an investment vehicle that you should absolutely be in. But the S&P 500 is one that you should not ignore either. And here's the reason that we want to talk about the S&P 500 right now. The United States S&P 500 is highly correlated with Bitcoin. When there is a rally on Bitcoin, it is almost certainly because there's a rally going on in the United States stocks. If you look here between both of these charts, you will see that when Bitcoin, this orange line, funnily enough, is going through a corrective movement, so is the stock market. The stock market is largely one of the causes of that. March 2022, we saw a major correction on Bitcoin. at the same time that we were seeing a crash in global stocks, and the main reason for that was because of the inflation that was starting to take hold after the COVID-19 pandemic eviscerated the global economy, dropped the United States GDP by 25%, $6 trillion in 3 months. And then we also saw the war in Ukraine break out. That caused a global shock to the system and freaked everybody out, and people started liquidating their stocks. They also stopped investing in them, and they started buying things like guns, ammo, and food. That ended up coming to a conclusion, though, and people invested in the stock market once again, starting in about October of 2022. Funnily enough, that's about the same time that Bitcoin bottomed out. There's been a major rally ever since, and so right now we are in the beginning stages of the next upswing for stocks. They're unlikely to stop their rampage anytime soon. There's no reason that I can see anywhere that a major crash on the United States stock market would happen anytime soon. It's very likely that this movement to the upside that we're seeing right now since October of 2022 will end up being very similar to the movements that we saw here at the beginning of 2009, and also the movement that we saw here moving into the COVID-19 pandemic, where we would start rallying from 218 points all the way up to 480. We're likely going to see the very same thing happening on U.S. stocks, even if we have a little bit of a correction over the next few days, even if we correct for the next few weeks. There's going to be a break bullish on the United States stock market. When we look at the Dixie, we are seeing that the Dixie is still down here in the gutter territories. It's still gone to a major correction. It's still down to 104, right? So there is a very strong setup here for Bitcoin. The Bitcoin can end up going through a major rally because the stocks are rallying, because the Dixie is crashing. Here's the other thing that I mentioned in yesterday's daily dose of cryptocurrency video. If you haven't watched that, you should. Make sure to tune into that stream. We're uploading that every weekday at 2 p.m. You guys have been loving it. Make sure to check it out. If you've not already, make sure to go check out our daily content, our daily uploads. You're going to get everything that you're seeing in the stream, and some more, except all the banter and everything, condensed down into about 5 minutes once a day. So make sure to check that out. It goes out at 2 p.m. every day. All right, one of the things we talked about yesterday is that we've got the 3 white soldiers formation going on right here. 1, 2, 3. 3 white soldiers comes from the days when technical analysis charts, candlestick charts were printed in the newspaper. And of course, the newspapers were in black and white. And so you had the white candlesticks basically be drawn as hollow candlesticks, but they were white. So if you draw them here, you'll be able to, let's see if we can switch them to hollow. This is how candlesticks used to look on newspaper charts. You would have them outlined here, and they were white because the background was white. And then you had the black candlesticks that were just filled in with black. So that's how you saw. This is how candlestick bar charts were done. Candlestick charts were done, over the last 100 years or so before the advent of the internet. And when you did start having LCD screens, they were still in black and white because the screens were in black and white. Color technology is something that started being invented later. Of course, we all know this, but the point is here, 3 white soldiers back in the day were 3 candlesticks in the same order with small or negligible or non-existent bearish wicks. And so that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing very small, if non-existent, wicks on the bottom. These 3 candlesticks are roughly the same size. They're not exactly the same size, but they're close enough. And then we're also seeing the Bitcoin MACD crossing bullish. This is a pattern that I've talked about for the last several days. You don't want to miss this. We talked about this in Daily Dose of Crypto. I also want you to see that here. We have seen, this is the first time that Bitcoin has had a bullish cross on MACD above the 0 level, above histogram, that we have seen since February the 26th. February the 26th, when we saw this same formation play out, Bitcoin began a rally that would end up taking it $22,000 to the upside, a 42% movement green. This is a very, very, very bullish event going on right now. And something else to consider is that Bitcoin is trading here above $70,000. This is very bullish. Bitcoin is trading here above $70,000, and it's staying above $70,000. That's important. $70,000 is also, once again, above the previous all-time high, which was at about $69,500. So a major uptrend is probably going to be starting very soon, and I want you guys to be ready for it, which is why I talked in the intro a little bit about how we actually prepare for that. Because here's the thing. I am going to call on anybody in the stream who has been here for more than 5 years, who's been in the entrepreneurial journey. You don't have to have been in Bitcoin, but has been in the entrepreneurial journey, the investment journey for over 5 years. You've been working with a budget, you've been investing, you've been intentional about growing your net worth. Anyone over 5 years, I want you to weigh in here in the comments. Which is more important? Rapidly growing your wealth or growing your wealth in a way that is sustainable. It is very, and I'll elaborate, it is a lot of times actually very easy to build wealth. It's not that hard. There are proven systems. There are proven ways of doing this. There are proven methods. I teach one of them. I call it the financial sovereignty way. It is a proven method. There's other ways. There are proven methods to build wealth. You make money. You just become an absolute boss at your job. You're an HR man. You're the best HR rep that's ever been there. You get promoted. You get a raise. You are an entrepreneur, man. You just absolutely knock it out of the park and build a product that people freaking love. You grow your wealth and you invest in a way that's sustainable. You succeed. Here's the other thing. When you build the wealth, the first step is making money. Guys, I made my first million before I turned 21. Actually, I take that back. I think I was 20 before I turned 20. I think I was 19. I'd have to go back and look. I made my first $100,000 when I was 18 and a half years old. I've made a lot of money in my career. I know how to make money. What I had to learn the hard way. And it's funny because what you end up doing in life oftentimes is a outflowing of what you need to hear the most. And young Jeb, and even Jeb today, because naturally, I've turned very much into a saver and investor, but naturally I was a spender. My friends, I tell you what, when my wife and I met, I spent $2,000 a month on just eating out because I had this prideful, arrogant mentality of, it's not worth my time to cook. Which, in a way, it kind of wasn't, but it would have been worth my time to meal prep. Right? I remember, you guys remember Smay, right? He bought me a rice cooker because he's like, man, Jeb, you spend so much money eating out. Bought me a rice cooker so that I could cook rice. We use it almost every night now. At the time, I was like, man, I just eat out, right? You know what you can do with $2,000 a month? You can build like a $10 million portfolio. Just investing that in stocks, let alone in anything else. If you hold on to it for 30 or 40 years. I made a lot of money and I was done with it. And I just threw the fingers, right? And we've had to go over. I've spent the last 3 years figuring out how do I do better than that? How do I make as much money as I was? But how do I do a better job of managing it? Because it is easier to make money than it is to stop from losing it. You make the money and you think you got it all figured out, and then after you've made the money, you realize, crap, I don't know how to manage it. And it goes right through my fingers. If you don't understand what I'm talking about right now, I guarantee one day you will. One day, you will understand what I'm saying. If you don't get it now, am I wrong? People that have been here for over 5 years on an investment journey, am I wrong? Tell them in chat. Am I wrong? One, the harder thing to do is to not lose your butt. And two, the more important thing to do is to be sustainable in your growth. Because I believe in something called the momentum theorem, which states, it's one of our core values, it states that consistent effort over time, blessed by God, leads to enormous results. But if you're constantly breaking up that momentum and you have to lose everything that you built and you have to start over, then what ends up happening is you're off beat. We talked about the beat. Remember? The investment beat. Every single Friday, we are going to buy Bitcoin. Every single 15th, we're going to buy stocks. What's your beat? You cannot half-butt your way to success. You will fail 100% of the time, guaranteed. You will not luck your way into success. And if you do, you will screw it up and get right back to where you started. You will go right back to where you started. The dog returns to its own vomit, the Bible says. One of the best ways of putting it. That's what the scriptures say. Now, that's talking about sin, but it's kind of the same thing with foolishness, right? The Bible also says another way in Proverbs chapter 1, the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. The prosperity of fools shall destroy them. If you are a fool with money and you built it the wrong way and you do not manage it correctly, one, you do not let it become your idol. You do not serve it, but nevertheless, you will be the master of that money. You are the one that tells it where to go, not it telling you where to go. If you do not master it and you let it become an idol in your life, one, it will destroy you. Two, if you don't understand how to manage it, you will lose it. And I will tell you from experience that losing it will be much more painful than gaining it was joyful. I will teach you if you will listen. How do we apply that to Bitcoin right now? Bitcoin at the moment is trading at $71,000. This is as someone mentioned in chat. Let me see. Who said this? I didn't even realize this, but this is what they said, so I want to give credit where credit's due. Bitcoin has been above $70,000 without dropping below $70,000. I'd have to fact check this, but it looks correct on the chart. For longer than it has ever been in history. Who said that? Mark Ruckert said, just had our 47th straight hour of Bitcoin over $70,000, longest such streak in its history. Bitcoin is preparing for a blast off. How do you succeed? How do I succeed? How do any of us succeed? We stop looking at the Joneses. We stop playing catch up. We stop saying, hey, that guy over there, man, look at what he's doing. He's so great. No. We, put it this way. I was playing Mario Kart with my son yesterday. Instead of racing the other racers, race your ghost. Who's ever played Mario Kart? Show of hands in Mario Kart, and you've raced your ghost. There's a way that you can do it, and you race yourself. You do a lap, and then you go to lap 2, and your ghost starts racing, and you're racing your ghost. That's how I want you to think about it. You're not racing other racers. This is not about competition. This is about being better than you were yesterday. And you will go way further than everybody who's sitting there keeping up with the Joneses. You've got to have a beat. What's your beat? You're investing on a schedule. I'm buying Bitcoin every week. I'm buying U.S. stocks once a month. I'm paying off debt. Every second I have a dollar come in. If I'm in consumer debt, I am not an investor. I am a slave. Slaves don't invest. If you live in the Soviet Union and it's 1985, you're not an investor. You are a fugitive. You're not worried about investing. You're worried about getting the hell out of the Soviet Union. If you were a Jew in the Second World War and you're in Germany, you're not an investor. You don't agree with the system. The system is freaking broken. It's evil. You're not investing at that point. You're focused on getting to Britain or America or away from your masters that are going to hurt you. You're not an investor until you've paid off your consumer debt. Period. And you're not a real investor. You're not truly full steam ahead as an investor until you paid off your mortgage too, but that's another story. You can at least start investing while you're paying off the mortgage. I want you to do that. You are not an investor while you are a slave. That is the number one reason that we teach to get out of debt before you become an investor. Because when you are a slave, your investment gains, if you will, they go to your master. When you are a slave to credit card debt, when you are a slave to auto debt, I saw a video yesterday that just made me want to just reach through the screen and slap these people. They got a brand new Cadillac Escalade, I think. Is that even a thing? I don't like Cadillacs, but I think it's a Cadillac. I think that's a thing, right? A Cadillac Escalade? Yes, it was a brand new 2024 Cadillac Escalade. $124,000 car. That's what it said in the video. $124,000 car optioned out, sitting in front of probably a $1.5 million house. And these people have done something right. They follow some of the laws of money. They got a plan for investment. They're investing. They're doing some things right. You know, they probably have control over the money. But this absolutely drove me up a wall. They said, here, I'll show you a picture of the car while I talk. These people said, look, here's what we're doing. We have a $120,000 loan, 0% down, 6.5% APR, 84-month loan. I think it was an 84-month term. 0% down on a $124,000 car. They bought it brand new. Now, again, car's parked in front of a multi-million-dollar house. So either they completely faked this or, you know, they got something right, but they got this wrong. Right? They said, and they said the car payment was $2,341 a month. And they said, but it's all paid for by rental income. I wanted to reach through the screen and just go, whoosh. So you're telling me that you probably spent the last 5 or 10 years building a real estate portfolio, not to mention buying that house that's right in front of the things. I mean, it's a four-car garage, 3-story house, huge. I mean, it's like, it'd be $1 million in Texas. You know what I'm saying? So you're telling me you spent all that time building a real estate portfolio just to pay for a stupid freaking car that you put 0% down on. That was your goal? You've got a real estate portfolio. I mean, you could just, you could be $100 million net worth. Fast forward 30 years, you're in that position. You could be worth $100 million in 30 years, 20 years, 15 years maybe. And you sink all of your rental income into a stupid freaking car that if they're taking out they're putting 0% down on a car, you know that they put, you know, as little down as possible on the real estate. You built a house full of wood that was devoured by termites. You're not gonna grow like that. It's absolutely dumb. It's so sad. Build it the right way. Here's a thought. Before you become an investor, stop being a slave. Before you start trying to build your own dairy farm, stop getting milked like a dairy cow. It will not get you anywhere successful. All right, now that rant's over. Again, how do we do that? One, we're paying off debt. We're paying off our consumer debt, and then we're becoming an investor. That's a hot take that a lot of people are going to disagree with me on. I don't care. I like being polarizing. I love to argue. I tell you what, when I graduated high school, I was almost valedictorian just on, I passed the arguing class. It was actually called speech and debate. But man, I nailed that class. I love debating with people. Feel free to debate me on the idea of paying off debt first. People hate it. I don't care. It's correct. Pay off the debt. You'll be better. You'll be better off. Your money will be freed up. You will not be a slave. Slaves don't build their own wealth. They build their master's wealth. So stop being a slave and then build your own wealth. I want you to build your own wealth, but you can't build your own wealth when you're building your master's wealth. All right, I think you get it. I think you get it. So how do we do this? We get our milked ratio down as low as we can by paying off all of our consumer debt. And then, yeah, we got a mortgage, but we can invest while we're paying off the mortgage. Let's hope it's at a low interest rate. If it's taking up too much of your household income, then I want you to pay it down and refinance it before you become an investor. We're going to teach on all this in the Financial Sovereignty Academy that's coming. Don't worry. But what we're going to see here is that when you've gotten to that point, your milked ratio is very low because the only thing you're being milked by is by your mortgage company. Still don't like mortgages, but I get it. Then what you're going to do is you're going to start buying Bitcoin on a weekly basis. You're going to follow an investment plan. Our investment plan goes like this. Every interval, I'll write it out. Every interval, we/I, married or not, I'll write it. I'll show you exactly what an investment plan looks like for anything. Will invest, keyword, because it can be invest or divest. It can be divest or invest into, we will invest X dollars into Y portfolio on Z crypto, on Z exchange. If you're buying stocks, that might be TD Ameritrade. If you're buying crypto, it might be crypto.com. This is how you invest. This is your full investment plan. This is how you follow the third law of money. This is how you follow that law of money. Choose financial sovereignty, live on less than you make, have a written plan, get out of debt, save and invest, and be radically generous. If you do those 6 things, you will succeed with money, period. If you don't succeed with money, then it was user error. I love you enough to tell you that. This is how you follow the third law of money, having a written plan for your investments. The third law of money states we must have a written plan if we want to succeed in anything, including money, but if we want to succeed with finances when it comes to investment, then we've got to do it this way. Every interval, or something like this. I mean, you can change up the nomenclature a little bit, but this is a proven process. Every interval, we or I will invest or divest X into Y portfolio on Z exchange. So here's what that looks like. Every Tuesday at 5 p.m., we will invest $100 into Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. And then you just type in 50% Bitcoin, 30% Ethereum. These are just examples. You can change the numbers in here. And this is probably going to be something you don't do in just a line. You're probably going to have a spreadsheet for this, but it's okay. 20% Solana on crypto.com. So here is the template for you. Here's an actual example of what it might look like. Every interval, we or I, if we're married or not, will invest or divest X dollars or X yen, whatever, into Y portfolio on Z exchange. So an example of this would be every Tuesday at 5 p.m., we will invest $100 into 50% of Bitcoin, 30% into Ethereum, 20% into Solana on crypto.com. You could also say, 20% into Ethereum, and this is something I do recommend. You could say 10% into dry powder, right? Say into dry powder. Hey, I'm going to keep a little bit of the money. We're just saving it. Saving and investing. Remember, it's in the same law. It's there for a reason. They're together for a reason. They go together. Like ham and salami. They go together. Saving and investing. They go in the same bucket, right? So let's move this over. I go out to the weekly chart. Okay, it does not want to. Hang on. Let's go ahead and do this. Boom. There. Every Tuesday at 5 p.m., we will invest $100 into 50% Bitcoin, 20% Ethereum, 20% Solana, 10% of dry powder that we're going to keep in liquid staking on Crypto.com. That's how you succeed. All right, cool. Great. I love it. This is how we're going to grow. This is how we're going to grow. We're going to do that for years. You catch that? For years. Over time. Momentum theorem. Consistent effort multiplied by time, blessed by God, equals results. Consistent effort over time multiplied by God represents equals results. Multiplied by God in this case, what does that mean? Is it that you're God's favorite? No, it doesn't mean that. It means that you obey him. And the way that you obey him is you choose financial sovereignty, because that's what he flipping taught. That's how he opened the Bible. That's like the first thing he taught on was financial sovereignty. Was that a coincidence? I don't think so. I'm not saying it's the most important doctrine. Salvation is the most important doctrine, right? But it is one of the most important doctrines. Genesis chapter 1, verse 28. I mean, the guy wasn't even 30 verses. Our holy Lord was not even 30 verses into writing the Bible. And God blessed them, and God said unto them, be fruitful and multiply, replenish the earth and subdue it, and have dominion over the fish of the sea and the fowl of the air, and over every living thing that moveth upon the earth. Subdue the earth. Be its master. Do it God's way. Succeed in life. It's that simple. You don't do that, you fail. I don't know how to make it any more clear. It is that simple. You can do this or you can fail. Or you can succeed and not hit your full potential. Because there's a lot of people that don't do everything I teach, and they'll still succeed somewhat. Like, I mean, those people that bought the $120,000 car rental income, I mean, they got something right. They figured something. Either they're faking it or they figured something out, right? I mean, they're obviously making a lot of money. But they're not going to reach their full potential because they're playing the stupid debt game and giving their money to everyone else. All right. Guys, I do also want to let you know about one of the sponsors of today's stream, which is NordVPN. If you have not already, make sure to go to nordvpn.com/Jeb and sign up for a 2-year plan to protect yourself while you browse online. And here's why you should do that. Because if you lose all of your money to a hacker, then there was no point in all of this endeavor in the first place. Financial sovereignty includes risk management, and NordVPN is going to be an integral component of your security architecture, which is a component of your risk management system, which is going to help you to not lose your freaking butt. I will tell you from firsthand experience, I have lost money in every way that you could possibly think of. And one of those ways is by not using proper security. So make sure you sign up for NordVPN with the link in the description box down below if you have not already. Tim France said, I've been putting all of my money into crypto since 2022. Yep. Love it. But beware, you cannot serve God and money. Exactly. You cannot serve God and money, which is why financial sovereignty teaches that the money needs to be serving you and God. That's the problem. When you are not sovereign over money and you are serving it, and it is your master rather than you being its master, then you are in violation of the law. What does Jesus say? He doesn't say that money is the root of all evil. What does he say? Say it with me now. The love of money is the root of all evil. The money being your master is what's in violation of what he's teaching. You've got to be the one that is controlling the money. There are two different areas there. There's the area of you're a fool, and there's the area of you're an idolater. Those are two separate things. I understand that. But they're both wrong. Jeb, can you explain how to invest in the S&P? I'm guessing you need another app like Blowfin. I use Fidelity, not sponsored, but that's where we have our brokerage accounts. What you need is something called a brokerage account. Well, actually, excuse me, don't start with a brokerage account. You need a broker, or in this case, you might just call it a stock exchange, or someone to help you invest. Fidelity, Vanguard, Robinhood, all of those different companies will let you invest in United States stocks. The brokerage account will be the last account you want to open. You want to start with a 401k with a match. If your employer, and you can ask your HR department, has a 401k, then to invest through the 401k into the United States S&P 500 or any other funds that you can find that outperform the S&P 500. After that, max out your Roth IRA, which the contributions this year, I believe, are at $6,500 a year. That will be increasing to $7,500 a year. After that, you can go into a brokerage account to invest. Before you go into a brokerage account, I also want you investing in a high yield in a health savings account, which once you turn 65, it acts basically as another retirement account. It's a tax advantage account. You don't pay taxes putting money in. You don't pay taxes taking money out until you're 65. You're able to use the money and the proceeds for medical expenses, such as paying deductibles, or if you don't have any health insurance, or you have extremely high deductibles to keep your premiums low, you can pay out of that. But once you turn 65, you can use it for anything because it becomes tax advantage. So make sure that you do it in that order. And then if you still have money you want to put in the stock market, you just put it in a regular old brokerage account that you will be investing in with post-tax money. And you'll be paying cap gains taxes on it once you take it out. So that's kind of the 60-second elevator pitch about how you invest in U.S. stocks. You're going to be looking for something called the S&P 500 to start with. That is what is known as the market. In the crypto space, if you say the market, you're probably talking about Bitcoin, but that's really more stock lingo. If somebody says the market, they mean the S&P, the Standard & Poor's 500. That is the index that tracks the 500 largest by market capitalization publicly traded companies in the United States of America. Buying the S&P 500 is basically how you buy the United States' economy. You're tracking the growth of the United States and the global economy at once because the United States is the homeland of the global economy. It is the center around which every other piece of economic activity eventually flows into. So buying the U.S. S&P 500 is essentially like buying the growth of the human race's economy. You can also buy funds that historically have outpaced the United States S&P 500, and some decades, some are more profitable than others. You can do some investment, some research on that in places like Fidelity, and one day I'd like to be able to give you guys some picks on those, but we're not at that point just yet. Jeff Tomasek said, Jeb has mapped everything out. Kenny Ray, what he is teaching works. It does. Kenny Ray said, what a waste of time. The stream sucks. That's all right. Nobody's chained here. I want you to be sovereign enough to say, hey, I don't like this guy. That's fine. That's totally fine. I will challenge every one of you watching, though. Don't have a lazy opinion. You know what a lazy opinion is? A lazy opinion is saying, I believe something and not knowing why. I used to rip people apart that had lazy opinions in high school. Before I was a Christian, man, people did not like me because I was always just like, why do you think that? Why do you think that? Why do you think that? Because you're wrong. But why do you think that? And people just get so upset at me. Now I know well enough to shut my mouth unless I'm here on stream because you guys chose to listen to me. So you guys chose to come here. So I'm going to say whatever I want. But if I'm in public and I'm talking to somebody, I'm not going to challenge them on their opinion. I'm just like, all right, you believe what you want. You didn't ask me my opinion. That's an area I've grown. But I tell you what, I used to rip people to shreds with debate that had lazy opinions. So if you think this is a waste of time, why? I challenge you. Why is it a waste of time? It's fine. It's okay if you believe that, but don't be lazy. Why is that your opinion? I'd love to hear. Because I could be wrong. I don't think I am. I only really preach on things that I know for a fact are true. But I would love to hear why you think I'm wrong. Emmanuel Davila said, God bless you, Kenny. May God bless you and your family for generations to come. Honor God with your wealth at Kenny Ray. Absolutely. God bless you, Kenny Ray. We love you. Go or stay in peace. Whatever you do, do it in peace. We love you. Don't be greedy, everyone. Absolutely. Welcome all. We know the value. Yes. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. Crypto Corey said, liked. Hey, guys, also make sure to check out Uphold's Vault. If you have not already, I'm very excited about Vault because Vault is going to help you in that risk management. Remember, security architecture and risk management are a part of the way that you keep yourself safe. I was talking to an individual that runs a $5 million a year company yesterday. They basically help people figure out how to, do liquid staking. And I asked him a question. I said, I have a philosophy question for you. What's more important? The ability to grow, the ability to maximize returns or to minimize risk? He said, minimize risk, absolutely. And I said, well, good, because then that means you and I are on the same team. Minimizing risk is the most important concept, most important part of building wealth. That is countercultural. People think, no, getting the next 100x is how you build wealth, says the broke person. Says the person that's been doing this for a year and realizes they can make money selling you a course, teaching you to be financially illiterate. The way you build wealth is you first stop losing it. That's like step one. Like you're trying to write your dissertation and you haven't learned the alphabet. If you think that you can skip risk management, you can't do that. Vault and their assisted key replacement technology is going to help you in that risk management because one of the last things you want to do is lose your private keys and then lose your investment. Uphold has a 3-key system. You've got to have 2 keys to log into the vault. And the way that works, if you think about it, is that if you lose one of your keys, then you still have access to the vault because Uphold will give you the backup key. What happens if something happens to Uphold? Well, first of all, legally speaking, they wouldn't be able to shut this service down right away. They wouldn't do that. Somebody asked that question the other day. Uphold's an extremely well-run company. It's going to be here for many years to come, from what I can tell. I'm not on the inside, but from what I can tell, speaking to people there, I think it's a very well-run company. It's going to be here for a very long time. But even if it does, the way the system is set up, you need 2 keys. Should the Uphold key go down, you still have both of your keys. There you go. Now you just have the same thing that you would have if you were storing your cryptocurrency in a ledger. It's an incredible, ingenious solution. So make sure to sign up, get your free 30-day trial. It's $4.99 a month. Come on. Sign up for it. Try the 30-day free trial. You're going to be glad you did. It's worth every penny, guys. We're going to read a little bit more chat. Crypto Surg said, you have to create a foundation. That's right. You do. You do. Crypto Independent said, Jeb's TA has saved me so much money. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Roll Hendricks said, this can't be a waste of time. Nobody talks more wisdom faster, sick or not, spit and fire. That's what I'm going for. Yeah, I'm sick as a dog, man, but I'm here. I do not miss streams unless I cannot walk. Like, I remember one time we were 3 days from getting married, and I was so bedridden that we had, I was so bedridden that I could not move. It was like the first time that I didn't come into the stream because I was sick. I honestly thought I was about to go to the hospital. I thought I was going to need IV fluids. One of the only times I've not gone to the stream because I'm sick. There's other things that have taken me away from the stream, like, you know, family emergency or giving birth or whatnot. My wife giving birth, obviously, I'm not able to do that. But the point is that, you know, I'm here. I made a decision. Let me tell the story this way. We're gonna wrap it out pretty soon because I got to get some stuff done. But when I was a kid, I loved video games. I played thousands of hours of video games, probably over 10,000, maybe 15,000 hours of video games. Playing video games or watching video games made me very sharp. It's one of the reasons I'm so quick-witted. I give that to, you know, first-person shooters and MOBAs like League of Legends and thinking about problems like on Minecraft and Civilization, Transport, all these different games I played, right? But I remember always thinking in the back of my mind, what, man, I feel like there's a game, like I keep changing games. I want to find a game that I'm going to play forever. I want to find the one game that I'm not going to change. And it's just going to be the same game that I play over and over. And then I met entrepreneurship. And I met my wife. And I met the two things. They're not games. They're more important. I don't mean it that way. But the two games that I will play for the rest of my life. I'll always, as long as I live, as long as I breathe, I will be a husband who desires to be as loving to his wife and to his children as possible. Be the best leader for them that I can possibly be. That's the first game. It's the most important game. The second game, the second most important game. After being a Christian, that's the third one. I should have mentioned that too. But the first one. So the third game, being an entrepreneur. It's a game. It's not about the money. It's not about that. We live very comfortably. Not worried about it. I mean, listen, we're good. But I love the game. I love being better at the game. I love the game. I love teaching you guys. I love seeing you guys succeed. I love comments like that where Crypto Independent said, Jeb's TA has saved me so much money. I look back on it. I think I have impacted several million people on this platform over the last 7 years, and I want to keep doing that. If I can impact several million people, if I can donate hundreds of thousands of dollars, why can't I impact hundreds of millions of people? Why can't I donate $1 billion? That's a goal of mine. I want to donate $1 billion to the kingdom before my life's over. And I've realized that the game is changing this guy. The game is using character traits that I'm developing myself. When you start a game, what do? You build your character. Why is that? We ripped it off from reality. The way you build the life is you build the character. It's not about Bitcoin. It's about the individual buying Bitcoin. It's not about stocks. It's about the individual buying the stock market. It's not about the S&P 500. It's about the individual buying the S&P. It's not about Solana. It's about the individual buying Solana. It's not about the debt. It's about the individual paying off the debt. It's not about the business. It's about the individual running the business and the people buying from the business. It's not about me. It's about you guys that are watching and the things that I have done to get all of us here and the things that you have done to get all of us here. Like buying the products, signing up for sponsors, tuning in every single day, subscribing to the channel, liking, hitting that comment, commenting on stream. That's the endless game. That's the game that I love to play. I found my game. It was a dream of mine from a kid. Can I find a game that I can play for the rest of my life and never get bored of it? Being a Christian, being a follower of Jesus Christ, number one. Being a husband and a father, number two. Being an entrepreneur, number three. I never get tired of those things, and I will do them till the wheels fall off of this old vehicle that I'm driving. I am going to do this till the day I die, and if you want to succeed in life, I will show you how, because by golly, I've tried everything under the sun that doesn't work, and I'm ready to live a life where I'm doing it the right way, because I want the high score, baby. I don't want to get stuck and say, man, I can't figure out how to get past Bowser's castle. I want to kick its freaking butt. I want to kick the door down and take down that stupid freaking dragon, save the princess, and win. That's my goal. I already saved the princess. She's over there in the other room, with a baby in her belly. We're a family, right? That's my goal. That's my goal in life. I appreciate all of you for tuning in. Also, make sure to check out Crypto.com, one of our sponsors. Help to make what we're doing here possible. If you haven't already, checked out Crypto.com. Then make sure you do. The link is in the description box down below. They've got over 100 million traders worldwide for a good reason. Why? Because they mastered user interface. Remember what I said about character traits? One of the character traits that's very important is consistency. Let me tell you something. It's not all about just saying, I'm the most consistent person in the world. No, it's about building a habit. You are a human being. You're a human freaking being. Maybe she saved you. You're dang right she did. Holy cow, I was a moron when we met. I don't know why she married me. That will be my that will be the question that I have for God first when I get to heaven is, why did Jesus save me? And second, why did my wife marry me? If I get that, I will be content for eternity if I ask him those questions. I get a good answer because I can't figure it out. But anyway, crypto.com, guys, they're going to help you to be consistent. Here's the thing. Succeeding in cryptocurrency is all about consistency. Succeeding in investment is all about consistency. It's much easier to be consistent in something that's easy. It's that simple. There's the whole pitch. There's the whole pitch. Join crypto.com with the link in the description box down below. You're going to be able to be consistent. It's going to help. Take your money that you invested, some of it, not all of it, self-custody a good bit of it, but put some of it over here in the crypto earn program. You can get up to 5% right here lending it. Does that go against my principles? No. I don't mind you lending money. I just don't want you borrowing money. I never said I have anything wrong with you lending money. Just don't borrow it. There you go. Make 5%. It's amazing. You're going to end up making money that way. It's great. So make sure to check it out. Links in the description box down below. And make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for our video. They'll be going out at 2 p.m. Shout out to all of you guys who have stayed with us, tuning in for a very long time. Thank you guys so much. Rolla Hendrick said, Jeb streaming every day equals consistency, the way to be winning. That's right. That's right. Also, shout out to a couple of my fellow technical analysts. And guys, make sure to send this clip to them. Big shout out to Tom Crown. I was talking to Tom Crown a lot yesterday. He just hit 100,000 subscribers a couple of months ago. We ended up sending him his last few subscribers. So he's at 112K now. Shout out to Tom Crown. Make sure to go subscribe to his channel if you haven't already. Also, make sure after you finish up this stream to go and raid Lifer because he is currently live right now. As soon as you jump off the stream, go tune into his stream, check him out, see how he's doing. And I also want to just thank all of you guys for tuning in. And also another one. Let's do another one while we're doing shout outs. Also, make sure to check out Jason Casper. He's probably going to be live pretty soon. He goes live around the time that we do. This guy, fellow believer, fellow Christian. He's a technical analyst and trader. Absolutely freaking hilarious. So make sure to go check out his streams as well. Go subscribe to all of them. Let them know Jeb sent you. Do appreciate y'all tuning in. Before I wrap it out, I do just first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.